Have you ever felt your heart racing over something that hasn't even happened yet? Maybe it's a diagnosis you're afraid to hear. Maybe it's a phone call you're afraid to answer. Maybe it's a future that feels too uncertain to face. Fear has a way of creeping into every corner of our lives. It whispers that something bad is coming. It tells us we are not safe. And for many people, fear feels like the normal cost of living in this world. But what if Jesus already gave us the answer to fear, long before we were ever born? The truth is, Jesus spoke about fear again and again, and his words carry the same power today that they carried 2,000 years ago. Because while the world tells us fear is unavoidable, Jesus offers something different: a life marked by courage, peace, and unshakable trust. Today, we're going to explore 5 powerful things Jesus said about fear that most people forget. And by the end of this video, you may never look at your fears the same way again. Let's begin. 1. Do not be afraid, only believe. In Mark 5, a father named Jairus received the worst news a parent can hear. His daughter had died. In that moment of total devastation, Jesus turned to him and said, "Do not be afraid, only believe." Think about the timing of those words. Jesus didn't say this before the crisis. He said it in the middle of it. When everything looked hopeless, when the situation seemed final, Jesus spoke courage into the darkest moment. This tells us something important. Fear often shows up exactly when circumstances look their worst. But Jesus doesn't ask us to pretend the situation isn't real. He asks us to believe that he is bigger than the situation. Fear says it's over. Faith says God is still working. And Jesus invites us to choose which voice we will listen to. 2. Do not let your hearts be troubled. In John 14, Jesus was preparing his disciples for one of the hardest seasons of their lives. He was about to leave them, and he knew their hearts would be gripped with fear and confusion. So he said, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God. Believe also in me." Notice that Jesus doesn't just comfort them emotionally. He gives them somewhere to place their trust. Fear often grows in uncertainty. When we don't know what's coming next, our minds fill the silence with worst-case scenarios. But Jesus reminds us that even when we don't understand what's ahead, we can still trust the one who does. Peace is not the absence of hard seasons. Peace is knowing who is walking through them with you. 3. Fear not, little flock. In Luke 12, Jesus spoke directly to his followers and said, "Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." Picture that image for a moment. A flock of sheep, small, vulnerable, dependent. Jesus wasn't shaming his followers for feeling small in a big world. He was reminding them that a shepherd was watching over them. Fear often convinces us that we are alone and exposed, but Jesus reframes the picture completely. You are not an orphan wandering through danger. You are a member of a flock with a Father who delights in caring for you. When fear whispers that no one is watching over you, this verse answers back. Someone is, and he is good. 4. I have overcome the world. In John 16, Jesus told his disciples plainly, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." This is one of the most direct promises Jesus ever gave about fear. He didn't promise a life free from trouble. He promised something greater: victory over it. Many people wait for fear to disappear before they feel at peace. But Jesus offers peace in the middle of trouble, not after it, because the outcome has already been decided. The battle you are facing today has already been won at the cross. Fear tells you the ending is uncertain. Jesus tells you the ending is secure. 5. Perfect love casts out fear. While these are Jesus' own words about fear, John, the disciple who knew him most closely, captured this truth in 1 John 4. He wrote, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear." This verse reveals something profound. Fear and love cannot fully coexist. Where love grows, fear shrinks. And nothing shows us love more clearly than the life of Jesus. The more we understand how deeply we are loved by God, the less power fear has over our hearts. Fear says you are in danger. Love says you are held. And the safest place in the world is resting in the love of a God who calls you his own. Conclusion. If there's one thing Jesus wanted his followers to understand about fear, it's this: you were never meant to carry it alone. Remember what he said. Do not be afraid, only believe. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Fear not, little flock. I have overcome the world. Perfect love casts out fear. These are not just comforting words. They are declarations of victory over every fear you carry. So if fear has had a grip on your heart lately, take a moment today and hand it over to God. Pray about it. Trust him with it. And remember, the same God who has walked with you through every fear in your past is more than able to carry you through whatever comes next. If this message encouraged you, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more faith-building content every week. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next one.